Well, hello everyone, and thank you so much for tuning in with me, Latisha McKinney. I'm so excited to be back on YouTube. If this is your first time here and you love this content, click that subscribe button, turn on your bell ringer, and you should not be missing anything. So today, everyone, is our 7 days of DIY. So we're getting started with day number 1. Okay, so let's get started in today's video. So we're going to start off with a wine glass from the Dollar Tree. You will be amazed at what you can do with a centerpiece using a Dollar Tree wine glass. So let me show you. The first thing I did was just sprayed it down with some spray paint. That is usually it. I'm not really a painter, so I am going to just spray it down. Please read the directions on your spray can because I did like 2 to 3 coats on my first one. Now, when it comes down to your flower mask wrap, I know that I have 6 that are cut off in a row, but I'm going to be using 5. Then I'm going to be using 4. And also, I'm going to be doing some more, which is going to be 3. Then it's going to be 2. Okay? So those are very important when we're doing this DIY. To make sure that you have everything centered, I'm going to take one of my flower mask wraps, place some hot glue right there, like on the top in the center, so therefore it would not move. So that's how I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to show you how I'm going to be taking it like an angle. So that's the technique that I'm going for. So I'm going to go ahead and start adding some hot glue onto my flower mask wrap. Now that I have told you about that, let's just lay our wine glass down, okay? Now you're going to place hot glue or E6000 if you want it permanent on each flower head. Please do not go over the top because as we go to the end of the video, you will see why. Remember to go in that vertical line just like that, then mash each one down to make sure that it is secure. So here we go. This is how it should look. And we're going to move on to our very next side. Now remember I told you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we're going to leave that first one alone. We're going to go to number 2. So this is going to have 4, okay? So I already placed that on there side by side. Oh, I'm so sorry about the lighting, everyone. It is storming outside, okay? So remember to add your hot glue on there. Don't go over the top and then mash it down. So we're finishing up with our very last one. It should look just like a V. Make sure it's not off, at all, okay? Because it would tell on you in this DIY, okay? So there we go with this one, and we're going to move on to our very next step. Now it's time to use the one that has 3 heads on there, okay? So we're going to place it right here. And then, of course, we're going to place the one that has the 2 heads next to it. So I just want you to pretty much get an eye of what I'm doing. And this is how your pattern should look. If your pattern is off, then you need to start over from the beginning. Do not worry about the glue strings because we will handle that in the end of the video. Okay, so there we go with that one. That fits in very well. So let's take the one that has the 2 flower heads and place it right there on the side. Okay, let's make sure it's not sticking all the way up too. And there we go. It should fit in, like I said before, like a perfect pattern. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and hot glue these sweethearts down, and we're going to move on to our very next steps. Remember how I told you how you're going to be gluing it down, so remember that step. Now, if you have it where like one of the flower heads is like towards the top, just a little bit, as seen in this video, you are perfectly fine. Remember, as you see in this tutorial, that is totally fine. So we're just going to move on and start hot gluing each flower head down. Now I want you to do the same thing with the one that has the 2 hats on there, okay? So it should fit right there in that empty space, because we're going to move on to our very next step, adding our pearls. Now this is the technique we're going to do with our pearls. Now remember, we're going to have some gaps, okay? So we're going to fill those gaps in with the small pearls. At the very top where you have the flower head, you're going to place the mid-size, only the mid-size, not the large one, pearl, okay? And then, like, as you go towards the bottom, you can start placing some on top of the flower heads using silver and stuff like that, okay? So we want to keep it silver and white, and you will see why I'm telling you all this. But we do want to make sure that these areas, you know, all these areas are completely filled in. We do not want any gaps at all. Now here I'm going to be placing in some more of the small ones, but I'm going to take this and start placing them towards the top a little bit, because I want to do something a little bit different. And you can tell where I took a mid-sized pearl and placed it towards the bottom of the flower head, okay? So that's totally fine. Just don't go and place a whole bunch of them. I'm just suggesting, you know, I can't tell you what to do. I can only make a suggestion for you. And I see that I'm out of the camera a little bit, but I'm going to get back in the camera, so I do apologize. And now I'm adding in my pearls, which are silver. I want you all to see this. I'm going to add this silver, you know, pearl right here. Let me do that. If you look in closely, especially on the television, okay, you can see where there are 2 dots on here where I scraped it just a little bit. So you can seal this in, okay? I will make sure I have it in the description box down below with everything that I am using. But do not worry about that at all, because we're going to do a special technique that's going to cover up those little areas. Now this is what you're going to do. Make sure that all of your hot glue strings are completely gone. I am going to go in a little bit closer with my spray paints. I'm going to brush it on the back with it, just a little bit closer, going in a downward motion. Please do not spray the spray paint directly onto the pearls. Just come around the side just a little bit, but please do not go over the top. Now this is the aim that I wanted to do, okay? I wanted to give it more like a chrome look with using the pearls. That's why I wanted them to be white, okay? So now I'm going back in to add in some white pearls. Now remember, I told you, if you dive in and you spray directly onto the pearls, it's just going to make everything look completely off, and we don't want to do that. I'm going for more of a chrome look with the pearls, okay? Like white on one side, and then you have a little silver on the other side. So now I'm going back in, like I said before, with the white pearls and filling it in with the rest of them. Now I did this off camera, and I want to show you about the chrome look that I'm talking about. These tea light holders are from the Dollar Tree, and you can do this technique. So that's pretty much what I'm talking about. Like, it's white on one side and then it has the silver on the other side. So you can see exactly that aim that I'm going to do, and I added some brooches in there as well. Okay, so this is one of the wine glasses that I use. Remember to check the description box down below with every brooch and some of the things that I used, okay? This is the overall look. It is very beautiful to me. And I have been telling you all for years, you can take some Dollar Tree items, add in some things, and you can have a beautiful centerpiece, even for a head table. Our kids say, hey mom, do that basic backdrop that you do with the angel wings. So I decided to go with that. It's very basic to me. And I just added in risers and brooches and different things like that. You can do your head table even on a budget, or you can just add it in with your guests. And I did not spend a whole lot of money. Just check the description box down below. Okay, my friends, I thank you so much for tuning in with me, Latisha McKinney. Lord willing, I will see you all in the next video. And I also wanted to show you how it looked in a black and white photo. You all have a beautiful and safe weekend. God bless.